Surprise, motherfucker, here we go. It's Johnny Blumpkin with a brand new show. No guessing games or other contests, but the songs and skits and lots of content. The Reverend is here to stimulate your brain with an all-out comedy cavalcade. Some of it's brand new, some is older clips, but we guarantee that you'll think it's the shit. Just park your ear, kick back and relax for some entertainment via audio track. So without any further ado, Johnny Blumpkin Presents is here for you. Johnny Blumpkin Presents. Johnny Blumpkin Presents. This is Blumpkin Action News with your head anchor, Richard Cranium.
Good evening and welcome to Blumpkin Action News. I am Richard Cranium. It's been over half a year since we talked with you all, and so much bad shit has happened that I almost wish we weren't doing this. Anyways, let's hit the finer points of what's been going on in the world, shall we? For starters, that pesky Israel-Palestine thing is still going on, and douchebag leftists on college campuses the whole country over are spray-painting pro-Palestinian messages everywhere. It's too bad they aren't as worked up about American problems like inflation, high interest rates, homelessness, high drug usage rates, record drunk driving deaths, undoing recent erroneous criminal justice reform, or domestic violence. I guess their college anthropology programs are only focusing on foreign conflicts and the widespread need for antibiotics due to massive STD rates. Russia is still fighting in the Ukraine, which means that spotty internet service is to blame for why my mail-order bride for Maripol ghosted me over the summer. Who put that on the teleprompter? That's not true.
Body slammed, biatch.
I didn't do that. Anyways, moving on. Diddy, who famously always told us that we don't stop, go figure, has seen his empire crumble and himself jailed after dozens of lawsuits claiming that he's an all-time mega rapist. Apparently for decades, he's just been doing whatever to whomever, man, woman, child. It really doesn't matter. And in fact, at one point, they seized a truckload of baby oil bottles and designer drugs from his home, and now future party guests are going to have to bring their own lube and horse tranquilizers to the freak-offs. President Biden is old and foggy-brained and pretty much like an escaped mental patient when he talks to the media. He was too old. And then they said, not so fast. Then they let him get on a debate stage before discouraging him from running for re-election and basically guilt-tripping Grandpa Joe into retirement. One can only hope they also seized his driver's license and sold his vintage Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. He himself, although initially defiant, waved the white flag and dropped out of the presidential race for 2024, making way for his vice president, Foxy Brown. Hey, what the fuck? I mean Kamala Harris. She then chose acting Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her vice president, and we all got to see what it looks like when a retarded kid tells the world how much he loves his dad. How about that? There was a Summer Olympics in Paris, but nobody really watched that shit because nobody cares about the Olympics anymore. So whatever the hell happened, I don't know. I think the United States did pretty good, but China also did good as well. And then at some point, I'm sure somebody with a dick pretended to be a chick and got in all kinds of trouble for stirring up a hornet's nest of controversy over trying to swim with the women. In July, some autistic kid in Pennsylvania, who was most likely a CIA plant, tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump while on the campaign trail at a rally. Unfortunately, he sneezed while firing and only zinged the Orange Emperor. This led to one of the most iconic photos of a U.S. presidential candidate since 1988 when Jesse Jackson finally saw Coming to America and tried to run for our nation's highest office. There were some bad hurricanes down south, but holy shit, isn't that like every year of the past decade? I don't know. Parts of Florida received so much rain that most residents were able to count it as their monthly baths. This year's Atlantic hurricane list includes names of storms such as Debbie, Francine, Joyce, Nadine, Patty, and Valerie. Or in other words, a list of storms bearing the monikers of bank tellers who were the most sexually harassed in the year 1973. And in a more recent event, hell officially froze over as Donald J. Trump was somehow elected back into office, starting next year, 2025. Apparently, all of those stories about affairs, hanging out with his buddy Jeffrey Epstein on Teenage Gangbang Island, insane Twitter rants, bankruptcies, and helping stoke the flames of the January 6th debacle after refusing to concede that he lost the 2020 election, and also saying said contest was stolen, was not enough to discourage American voters from putting him back into power. The Donald is the first person to serve a second term non-consecutively since the immediate post-Civil War era, and due to his pussy-grabbing ways has been dubbed recently as Groper Cleveland. By the sounds of it, fairly soon he's going to make himself King of America, and the song He's Got the Whole World in His Hands will now be creepy instead of heartwarming when children sing it. The following celebrities have died in the past 6 months as well, so here's, I guess, a bit of entertainment news or something? We don't have a correspondent for that, so whatever. O.J. totally killed those two people, Simpson. Louis Gossett Jr., or as most people know him, the perpetually old black guy from the 80s movie Iron Eagle. Richard Simmons, probably AIDS-related, I'd wager. Dr. Ruth, the old sex therapist lady that was probably a midget and looked like a California Raisin's grandma. NBA legend Bill Walton, who was known for being a total hippie stoner. The voice of Darth Vader guy, James Earl Jones. Hot-ass 90210 bad girl Shannon, Don't Call Me Brenda Doherty, and many others who we at Blumpkin Action News don't give a shit about. And now for a happier story. U.S. drug overdose deaths have declined by 14% in the 12-month period ending June 30th, 2023, giving experts hope for a sustained improvement in the epidemic. That downward trend has continued throughout 2024, meaning one thing: people finally remembered how to do their drugs. That's right, it's just a pinch of fentanyl gets you through the worst of withdrawals and doesn't leave you with the bitter, foamy, eyes rolling into the back of your head issue. It was in fact supposed to be a spoonful of sugar that helps the medicine go down. People were mixing that up, and then they met Jesus. And I guess, unfortunately, now I have to go to the weather recap from in-house peeping Tom Jesse the Body.
Oh, hi. I'm glad to be here, and I want to tell you about all the fun weather things that have been happening. I guess I'm going to break it down by season to make it real easy like for you. Spring was hotter than usual, but don't say climate change or the weather Gestapo will come throw a potato stack over your head and drag you off into the night like the KGB would. Summer. Hot, and my favorite season because ladies wear tank tops and sundresses and show off their boobies. And I like that a lot. There's a bunch of bad storms down in the southeast also, and I guess now meth is hard to find for parts of Florida. And then in the fall, we had some nice leaves changing colors, and then a World Series that I didn't watch because I prefer women's beach volleyball.
You're a sick man.
Winter is coming.
Oh, God.
Giggity. And hopefully in about 10 minutes so will I be. That's the weather. I'm Jesse the Body.
Oh, am I surprised.
Nailed it.
To wrap up the show, as always, I'm going to reluctantly turn it over to some guy named Brownbeard who does a sports report. Normally, he doesn't give a shit about what he's talking about, but apparently tonight he's really excited because he scored an interview with former boxing champion Iron Mike Tyson, who is going to be fighting internet douchebag Jake Paul this upcoming Friday, November 15th, on Netflix, of all places. Anyways, turning it over now to the recorded interview with Brownbeard and Mike Tyson. Good evening, and I'm Brownbeard for Blumpkin Action News, and I am fucking shitting my brains out right now with excitement because I'm about to have a sit-down interview with Mike Tyson, the boxer guy, the crazy one with the eye face tattoo thingy that was in the movies with the drunk guys and the wedding stuff, and he punches lots of people in the face. I'm so fucking wicked excited for this shit, you have no idea. Oh my God, here he comes. Hello! Iron Mike Tyson, how are you?
Hi there. I see you dressed like a pirate. I don't quite get the whole thing, but I'm here for a sit-down interview. This is Iron Mike Tyson. I'm here to talk about my upcoming fight with Jake Paul.
Yes, that's right, you're fighting Jake Paul. At least he knows where he is and what he's doing. You know, he doesn't have any brain damage or anything, I don't think. Do you have brain damage? Tell us how you're doing.
Well, I mean, as far as fighting goes, I just turned 58, and that's kind of old for fighters. You know, like they people don't really expect somebody who's got an AARP card to still have that killer instinct and want to hurt people. But I'm going to get in between the ropes with this kid, and I don't care how many steroids he's done or how much trash he talks. I'm going to put him on his ass. I'm going to knock him the fuck out. I'm probably going to kill him if I get the chance because I hate his stupid face. And ideally, I'm going to make sure that his parents are standing over a closed casket back in Ohio crying, wishing that this had never transpired, you know.
It's very interesting, and you don't sound at all like you're psychotic and wanting to murder this kid at all. Yes, okay. So, Mike, why don't you tell us about what you've been doing, obviously, for training to get ready for this fight? I understand that it was supposed to take place, like, months ago?
Yes, that's correct. It was supposed to happen on July 20th, but unfortunately I had an ulcer flare-up. I had a problem with my GERD. Unfortunately, I'm very fond of the snack food Talkies. Perhaps you've heard of Talkies.
I have heard of Talkies. They're fucking delicious.
That's right, they are fucking delicious. And I ate too many of them, and then it aggravated an ulcer that I had. So I had to pull out of the fight, and we had to reschedule for now, just before Thanksgiving, which is good because I'm gonna stuff his face with all these punches from my fist, and then I'm gonna basically knock the soul right out of his body and send him to heaven.
Man, you are very preoccupied with notions of killing this guy, and I don't know if that's normal, but anyways. So I've seen videos of you beating the shit out of your training guys and your coaches, and then I've also seen videos of Jake Paul talking shit about you. So that's gotta really piss you off. Why don't you elaborate on that if you would, please?
Well, for starters, I used to be the scariest man alive. I called myself the baddest man on the planet for a reason, because people would see me and they'd cross the street. They were scared of me. Other fighters, they wanted nothing to do with me. They knew that if I get near them, I'd go crazy. It'd be nuts. I'd probably fucking kill them if I had the chance. But just, I retired after some unfortunate losses, and I just was sitting around just feeling like a piece of garbage and sorry for myself. And that's when I took up to, working with carrier pigeons. And then down the line, I had the opportunity to do some entertainment stuff. I did some acting in some movies. And then I did some celebrity roasts where I was a guest. And then for a short time, I was, for 4 seasons, they had a TV show on Adult Swim. It was called Mike Tyson Mysteries. Perhaps you've heard of it.
I am such a fan of that show, you have no idea. It's fucking great. I loved Norm Macdonald as Pigeon.
I also love Norm Macdonald as Pigeon. Rest in peace, Norm. I miss you, buddy. And so now, it's just I've been training for the fight. I've been eating great, and I've been working out like 12 hours a day and doing lots of sparring and just gearing up to go and beat the blonde off that kid's hair and leave him a tattooed corpse in the middle of the ring.
You also have a very successful podcast that a lot of people talk about, and I've watched some episodes, and I have to say it's very compelling stuff. You're an interesting guy. You're one of my favorite human beings because you don't take any shit from anyone. You're the captain of the crew of your own life, and just like I'm the captain of a pirate ship.
That's very interesting stuff. I guess that explains the costume, too, on account of the fact that you dress like it's fucking Halloween, and it's not. You're just sitting here in, like, full pirate garb, and we're doing this interview talking about boxing and stuff, But, yeah, I do have my podcast. It's pretty successful. It's called Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. It's kind of a play on words, hot boxing, like you're sitting inside of a van or something, and you're smoking up, and you're fishbowling that thing with all the weed smoke, and everybody inside's getting hot and stuff with that, I'm just going to just need a sip of my beverage here. Sorry, my throat was dry. I felt like I was losing my edge here on the microphone. Next question.
Okay, so aside from this fight, which I'm pretty sure you're going to win.
Oh no, I'm absolutely going to win this fight. There's no doubt in my mind that even though at my advanced age, and even though he's like way younger than me, and he's had a bunch of fights recently that are probably all, like rigged or something, I don't know, I'm just going to go in there and I'm just going to beat his ass. And then I don't care what happens to him. I don't. And as soon as this fight's over, I can get back to some of my hobbies. I've been doing a lot of things, dabbling in other business ventures and such, trying to expand my financial portfolio and my investments and get involved in things. And I'd kind of like to tell you about that now, if you'd let me. Can I do that?
I want to know all the weird shit you're doing. Absolutely. Right now, Mike Tyson, tell us everything you've been doing. Ready? Go.
Okay, so this is my manager. His name is Deezy. Right, you remember him from the show?
I do remember him from the show.
Okay, so Deezy's like really my manager, right? That's the guy. He does these things, and he helps me, and we set up some ideas. And one thing was, is I wanted to, like, work on internet websites, because everybody's got websites, and that's a good way to generate money from advertising dollars and stuff. And, like, they have Pornhub, right? I know you've heard of Pornhub. There's a sticker for it right there behind your head on the wall.
I love Pornhub so much. There are so many great videos of ladies doing things that would make their mothers cry and be jealous on there. It is one of the greatest creations of mankind of all time. I swear to God. Are you doing something with Pornhub?
Not exactly. At first I was going to, do a website, and just dedicate it to, like, corn, called Corn Hub. But then, there's a band called Corn, too, so I couldn't just, do a website about corn on the cob. So then I came up with an idea for a website called Torn Hub. And Torn Hub is this. It's a website exclusively of pictures of ladies' downstairs spots about 5 to 10 seconds after they've given birth vaginally, and their baby hatches is just ruined. They're just torn asunder. There's episiotomies. There's just blood. There's afterbirths. It's shit everywhere. There's all kinds of weird people on the internet who like to see that kind of stuff, and I just think that I can generate a lot of dolls doing that.
I wish you could see the smile on my brain right now thinking about that. My flag is at full mast, not to be a creep or anything, but that is a hot idea, and I hope you get that one off the ground. What else do you got coming down the pipeline?
Like, my fight's going to be on Netflix, and then I had an idea for something called, like, Nutflix. So it'd be just videos of people getting punched in the crotch, and I thought that would be pretty funny. But then it turns out that there's already something like that out there in the world. Did you know that?
What do you mean, just like videos of people getting hit in the junk? Well, it's been around since, like, the dawn of video cameras. I don't understand what spin you were going to put on it, but I guess if it was a website dedicated solely to nut shots, that'd be cool. Nutflix, it does have a ring to it. It's a nice parody. But what do you mean it's already out there? Tell me more.
So I guess if you've ever heard of the sport power slap, it's just two people standing at podiums taking turns just slapping each other across the face, and the first one to pass out or fall down loses. Not to be outdone by the Americans, the Australians of all people. It's the one place on earth where something this nuts could take place. It's crazy. It's called the Australian Cockpunching Championship. Yeah, I was like a ground level investor in this, and what it is like it is what it sounds like. It's two guys that are just standing there in a studio, and there's a small audience and some announcers and some judges, and they take turns punching each other right in the testicles. Yeah, and the first one to throw up or pass out loses. So that's pretty cool. And next year they're thinking about expanding. They're going to add like a women's division, which it wouldn't be the cock punching championship anymore. It would have to be the Australian crotch punching championship, and then eventually they'd like to go global and it'd be the world crotch punching championship. But I mean, I have a brief clip if you'd like to see it real quick of this. Can we put that up on the monitor real quick so we can see all these crazy Aussie guys punch each other right in the dicks? Thanks.
I have no idea what's about to play, but my loins are frothing with anticipation. Oh, my God. Welcome back from the commercial break there. Lovely messages from our people at Foster's. Anyways, what we've got right now is we've got Daniel Paulson going up against Liam Wilson right now in round 6. And they're going to take turns punching each other in the crotch right now. They're approaching the dais. Here they both come. Oh, my God, they both are looking like they are ready to take each other apart. This is going to be fucking great. And there's a usual tradition here for the ACPC. Liam won the coin toss, so he gets to go first. So here we go.
I'm the winner,
Here's
I'm
the
gonna
wind
shave
up.
balls.
That's right. Daniel's in the position. He's crouched down, legs spread, ready to receive.
You ready
No
to get
fear
some,
on his
eh?
face whatsoever.
Boy,
Liam, on the other
cunt.
hand, looks like he's got a killer instinct.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you,
He's
boy.
staring Daniel right in the eyes.
No.
This is nuts. All right, he
You're
cocks
not
back
gonna
his
get me,
fist.
no.
He winds up. Here comes the uppercut.
Bring it.
And he
Ah,
God, he got him
fucking
right
got
in the
me right in the
nuts.
nuts.
Oh, Daniel's down. Oh, is he vomiting? He's vomiting right now. That's going to be a foul because it's the cock punching championship. You're not trying to get him right in the yam bag. He got him in the balls. It's a little bit too south for his own good, and that's going to cost him a point.
So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much like what's going to be like. I'm going to focus a lot of time on that and trying to help them expand globally. And I hope you enjoyed that very much. What did you think?
I think that's fucking nuts, and I cannot wait to see more people with crappy accents whose parents were probably first cousins punching each other in the junk.
Thank you. That's very inspiring. I'm glad to hear that. That makes that warms my heart. Thank you. I hate to wrap this up. We've been kind of going for a while, but I want to plug the fight one more time. Okay, so tomorrow. November 15th on Netflix, I'm going to murder Jake Paul in the ring, and then I'm definitely going to get a lot of money, and then I'm going to spend all my time watching Aussie guys punch each other in the crotch, and then and then next year, hopefully we get that women's division going, we can see them punch each other right in the baby hatch, stuff like that. Also, keep an eye out for Tornhub, should be going live pretty soon. You can see all the pictures of all the ladies with the destroyed downstairs, the vaginas post-birth, and that should be pretty good too. So I'm Mike Tyson, thank you for having me.
Okay, well, that was a lively interview, and I am fucking gobsmacked at all the crap that just came out of that man's mouth. That's going to do it for Blumpkin Action News. I am Richard Cranium. From all of us at Blumpkin Action News, good night, and God help us all.
I made a mistake at the store the other day. I bought a case of one ply. It was so scratchy, almost tracing paper like. I nearly tore my brown eye. The price was right, and I was in a hurry. Didn't realize what I'd purchased. It's like small town gas station bathroom quality. Every wipe made me so nervous. It takes a fistful to even make a dent. Getting clean is such a chore. I have to fold it over again and again. Each poop uses a half a roll or more. It's even worse if the bowel movement's wet. The teepee gets like paper mache. My ass becomes like a half-finished pinata. And my butthole itches all day. Shit on my thumb. Stinky pinky. Index burst through. Middle got fudgy. There was an incident while wiping yesterday. The toilet paper ripped. My pointer finger slid into the creamy sludge. A chocolate frosted tip. I'd eaten chili for lunch the day before, so the consistency was greasy. My palm looked like I had been outside making mud pies. Brown hate on my thumb and pinky. A fecal mess across the knuckles of my paw. My fist looked like a goddamn Dunkin' Donuts bear claw. Even after washing 3 times, the smell remained. Had to file the turd crumbs from under the nails that were stained. The remainder of the day I wanted to cry, because I had a very itchy right eye. I went 4 hours with a lash stuck to my lid, walking around and wincing like a Japanese kid. Shit on my thumb. Stinky pinky. Index burst through. Middle got fudgy. Shit on my thumb.